Hello, this is a short video of an example of using EFT tapping to deal with the emotional stress around breast cancer. I'll be focusing on fear, but you can change it to whatever emotion best describes exactly where you are right now, whether it's grieving, sadness, maybe anger. Let's put it on an intensity scale. So from 1 to 10, 10 being the most that emotion could ever be, and 1 being not even present. So when you have that number, we'll remember it for later to compare. So I'll first show you the points. I'll be doing the points as we go, so this is just to make you familiar, but you don't have to remember them. First one is on the outside of the hand. I'm using 4 fingers over there. Inside of the eyebrow, right where it begins, I use 2 fingers on these next points to get the general area. Outside of the eye, where that bone is, kind of towards the front of it. Underneath the eye, right in the middle. Underneath the nose. Underneath the mouth. Underneath the clavicle and to the outside of the sternum, and I'm using all 5 fingers there. Underneath the armpit is the next one, and it's about 3 inches down. And I use 4 fingers over there, whatever you're comfortable with. And then the last one is on top of the head. So as we do this, I'll be saying some statements. And if you could just repeat after me as we go along and as we do the tapping. So the first one is on the outside of the hand. So even though I'm overwhelmed, you could repeat, I accept this is where I am right now. Even though I have so many fears and worries, I accept and love myself. Even though these fears are huge and powerful and overwhelming, I deeply and completely love and accept myself right now. And so we go to the eyebrow. This breast cancer I have. On the outside of the eye, it's real. All of these fears are real. Underneath the eye, all of these fears, so many fears. Underneath the nose, I have no idea what is going to happen. So many unknowns. Underneath the mouth, I'm afraid I could die. I'm afraid I may lose my breasts. Underneath the clavicle, so many fears. Underneath the armpit, I don't want to go through this. On top of the head, but I have to. This is my reality now. Inside of the eyebrow, I accept this even though there's so many unknowns. On the outside of the eye, I want to accept this. Underneath the eye, I can accept this. I have to accept this. Underneath the nose, I can do this. Mouth, I don't know what I'm doing. Underneath the clavicle, it still feels all too much. Underneath the armpit, but I can do this. I can do this. On top of the head, I can do this. Inside of the eyebrow, I can take it one day at a time. Outside of the eye, I'm strong enough to do this. Underneath the eye, I choose to accept reality. I surrender to this reality. Underneath the nose, all these fears I have. Underneath the mouth, one day at a time. Clavicle, I can do this one day at a time. Underneath the armpit, I got this. On top of the head, I got this. Lowering your hand and taking 3 deep breaths and just noticing what you notice. Let's put it on an intensity scale now, from 1 to 10. Again, 1 being that emotion not even being there, and 10 being the highest it could ever be. Good. So there's a couple of things you could do from here. I encourage you to please return to the article, and I've listed at the end a few tips of how to move forward and how to do this on your own. So warm wishes on your healing journey.